I often get asked what the best AI is to use in OpenTTD, and really there's only one way to find out. With a 100-year battle. Now, AI in OpenTTD is not the same AI you see plastered all over the news or comes embedded in every app that comes your way. No, AI in OpenTTD just means computer-controlled player, and it's quite common in retro games. So how do we measure what a good AI is? Well, there's probably a few different ways of doing it, but the way I've decided to do it is with profit. If an AI can create a large amount of profit whilst playing the game, then it must be relatively good at playing the game in order to generate that profit. So that's the bar that we'll be looking at today. If you go into the game's check online content, you'll see that there are a lot of AIs to choose from. I downloaded pretty much all of these, and I ran a number of games to find out which ones in the list did the best, and from that I chose my top 14. So let's meet the competitors. We've got Super Simple AI, Not Perfect AI, Snake AI, Bork, Trains, Admiral AI, Roadrunner, Kraken's in there, as well as OTVI, Simple AI. We've got PaxLink, Clueless Plus, NoCab, and Rail AI. So we're going to get a game going and find out who comes out on top. And here is our battlefield for the competition. We're going to get all 14 AIs to battle it out right here. It's a default-ish map with pretty much default settings, and we're going to get the game started right now. So unpausing the game, we can see all sorts of stations popping up all over the place, and notifications of transport companies being launched left, right and centre. We'll take a closer look at what's going on and what the different companies are up to, and figure out which one might win in this battle. So it looks like Super Simple AI is attempting to build a railway line. It's got a station at one end and a station at the other, and it's put a pass in place in the middle. But it doesn't seem to have been able to figure out how to connect that pass in place yet. Oh, there we go. It seems to have worked that out by moving the depot, although that depot is going to be absolutely no use in its current location. Not Perfect AI has managed to actually add a railway line in. This one though is nice and simple. A simple straight line with no signals and just one train. Going backwards and forwards, looks like it's just doing passengers between these two towns. PaxLink seems to have a bit of a plan here. It's got a couple of feeder stations in this town with these buses, and it's got some orders to pick up from one, and then if it's not full, pick up from the other and go over to this airport where presumably we've got some aircraft going backwards and forwards. Oh yeah, one aircraft so far going backwards and forwards. I wonder if this is going to make it much money. Railway AI seems to be living up to its name and has built a railway from a forest. I can see it's got a couple of trains in there. One's shorter than the other and one has two engines. I don't know what it's playing at. Also, I'm not sure what it's playing at with signals on the end of its platform here. You don't need them on a terminus platform, that's completely pointless. But apart from that, a relatively normal line. Bit of a sharp corner there, over and round. It decides to go a bit of a strange way around this particular airport, but it managed to do it. And under this airport, completely with some tunnels, looks like it might have done a little bit of land alteration to get over and round this hill, and it's going quite a long way to this sawmill. Trains seems to be trying to build a station over here, but it doesn't seem to have managed to connect it up yet. Although I do see a track approaching now over a river around the factory. And is it going to make it up the hill and connect it? Yes it did. Oh, a bit of a problem trying to put the depot in there, but managed to put a couple of depots in the end. Presumably signals will come later, and hopefully that will be some trains on there that will work quite nicely. In addition to a bunch of trains, I can see that Snake AI here has managed to get a little wood service going backwards and forwards with the truck here. I'm not sure how much money this is going to make. It's not going a very long distance, but I would expect it to at least turn some profit. We've had our first fatal crash, and it's Snake AI who is the culprit. We've got an aircraft here with a load of people that were on board, but now they're all dead. Not Perfect AI has managed to put another load of platforms in, and this time we've got an extremely long mail train. This might take a while to fill up, but it does seem like that there is a bus station linked to this somehow, perhaps. Oh my goodness, is it using spread stations? Let's go into transparency mode, click on the station and look at the coverage. And yes, you see that little white square there? That is another... oh, there's two of them. There's two. It's spreading the station out across the town. And yes, attempting to get some good coverage. So presumably filling up quite nicely. Yeah, okay. That might be a nice little money maker. Don't know if you'd class spread stations like that as cheating, but the AI's doing it anyway. OTVI has placed its HQ. That's quite nice that it does that. I haven't seen any other ones do that. This one's actually managed to label it. It seems to have a load of trucks. Let's have a look. So OTVI, yep, there we go. 53 road vehicles, some of them making profit, but a lot of them not. So let's see if that's successful. Super Simple AI created this train station ages ago and has yet to connect it up. It's a temporary station. You can tell by the label that it's using the station name, but I can't really see where it's trying to connect it up to and from. Oh, no, wait, there it is. There's the other station over here at this particular forest, but we've already got Snake AI here and Kraken AI too doing road vehicles. Not Perfect AI has built a whopping great big bridge over the water and a railway line, flexing its pennies by the looks of it. That's not going to be a cheap bridge to build. I'm not sure what Bork AI thinks it's doing around here at Fort Bratfield. It's got two airports right next to each other. In fact, the coverage areas are even overlapping each other. So let's have a look. On this one, we've got one aircraft. And on this one, we've also got one aircraft. I hope the aircraft isn't actually going between the two. No, it's not. We've got another example of PaxLink doing its feeder stations here. It's got two feeder stations and an airport nearby. Although I'm not actually seeing any road vehicles yet. No, hasn't built any road vehicles. I wonder if it's ran out of money. Here we have a perfect example from Railway AI about exactly how to build your depot. Apparently on the completely opposite side of the farm from where you really need it. It's a bit of a strange thing to do here. Here's a bit of a situation. Not Perfect AI has built a bridge over track and road. It's not going anywhere yet, but already at the beginning it's got a station with a train loading. The train has got, well, it's about half full with mail. If it actually makes a journey, it might make some good money, but at the moment it won't be able to make a journey because it's got stuck. The AI's got stuck and can't figure out how to get over here. Hopefully it figures it out at some point in the future. It might do. Trains AI is actually doing diagonal depots. Not a bad design. It's not as compact as I'd like to do it, but you know, fair enough. If you got to do it, you got to do it. But I don't like diagonal depots. And we have our first ship. OTVI AI has decided that shipping is now plausible. Maybe this ferry only just came out, I'm not quite sure at the moment. But it's going all the way around this big landmass from this town to this town up here. So it's going a very long way round, very slowly. I am a little bit worried that it's not going to make any money, but I would like to see more ships in the future. Hopefully there'll be a few about. Some of the towns are getting quite busy with road vehicles now from various different teams. I can see at least 3 or 4 companies using the same town here. This could be a problem with congestion in the future. Here we've got a road with multiple vehicles from multiple companies using it. I can see that OTVI AI built this road in the first place and other ones are just taking advantage. It's quite nice to see that different companies using different roads from different places and not all just building their own individual ones. But it makes me wonder, is there just one of them out there that's just going to be using everybody else's roads? We have our first company that might be in a bit of trouble. Not Perfect AI might be sold off, but I can see that they're getting some good train income. So I think there was a case of them just spending too much money too quickly and being in the red for a while. Hopefully they can cling on and climb up the leaderboard and get a bit more cash in the bank. Here we have Not Perfect AI living up to its name. I have no idea why it went down and looped over itself just to get over this road. Obviously, definitely not perfect. Some of these road networks are getting really busy now, and if there's breakdowns like we've got here, I can really see there's going to be some big tailbacks and big traffic jams coming up. Oh my goodness, look at this factory. We've got all sorts of stuff going on here. I see at least 3 transport companies all trying to do different things. We've got depots all over the place and stops and stuff. This is really pretty ridiculous how much is going on, and quite interesting too. For the most part though, traffic seems to be flowing okay. I think again this might be where things get stuck in the future. It looks like Admiral AI is starting to have some problems with how much things are getting packed around here. There's not a lot of space for them to actually be able to put in the rest of this line, and as it is, they've already had to put bridges and corners and bridges and more corners and more bridges just to get one little bit of the line in, and certainly is going to be struggling with the other line. Some of the AI seem to be dealing with it better than the others. Admiral AI not dealing with it very well at the moment. Railway AI has joined the shipping empire, and we've got a bunch of oil cargo ships going around now, and there've been some addition of some buoys for them to be able to facilitate that. You can see they're going right round here. I'm not sure where. Oh, and up this. Oh, God, they were actually using locks. Using locks to go up here to this factory? Really? Okay, what are you carrying? Crates of goods. Oh, wow. So we've got various different AIs bringing stuff into the factory here, but I'm not... Oh, hang on, and that's livestock going, yeah? I'm not sure if any of them are actually taking goods out of the factory, except now this one. Yeah, there we go, 985 quid. I'm pretty sure that's going to run the company into the ground. And we have our first failure. No Cab went bankrupt. Now, they are allowed to restart, but they're going to be at a serious disadvantage and really far behind without any infrastructure in and without any profits and starting 8 years behind everybody else. But that's a bit of a disappointment for that particular AI. We're now 10 years into the challenge, and I can see that a lot of the world is getting nicely filled up, and the towns are growing too. It's going to be really interesting to see how the AIs adapt and change over the next 90 years as the towns get bigger, space gets more limited, and new vehicles come out. It seems that Railway AI was clever enough to build locks, but unfortunately not clever enough to build a decent shipping line. The line goes too far, too slow, and carries way too little. We can see that all of these ships are actually making no money at all. If we go to the dock and have a look at all of the ships that are going to it, you can see they're all in the negatives, and they have been every year. It seems that Not Perfect AI has decided to build even more longer and more ridiculous bridges, and isn't using them. It's been there for a good couple of years and has not been connected up to any tracks yet. It seems that Railway AI has not given up on ships just yet. It's put another ship in and some buoys, and it seems to be transferring oil somewhere. It's going around the entire edge of the world. Oh, I'm not sure that's going to make much money. It's going a long distance, but it's going a very strange way about it. Well, I did say it would happen at some point, and here we go. We have a large number of vehicles queuing up to get through these junctions. They're getting a bit too busy, and as soon as one vehicle breaks down and causes a bit of a backlog, it causes quite the tailback. One that is actually going on for quite some distance, as this takes through various different streets and through various different towns. Hopefully it won't stay like that forever. It looks like Simple AI is pretty simple here and has gone down a hill to come back up again. Not what I would have chosen to do, but then again, I don't tend to do single lines with passing places either. Update on the long bridge situation. Not Perfect AI has actually decided to finally use that bridge, but then also created another, even longer one. It seems that Super Simple AI was trying to build this train station for a while and has managed to succeed by putting in an extremely long bridge. Seems to be the good way to just cope with having stuff in the way, just bridge over the whole entire thing. And here, Railway AI is building bigger stations. We've got a 3-platform terminus over here, and there's a variety of different trains running on this line, including a longer one, and for some reason, a shorter one too. Some of the AIs seem to be obsessed with the ship depots. You don't just need one nearby, do you? You need 2, and then later on, you need another 2, and then why not 2 more over here? They're all over the place, as well as the buoys too, which are pretty not needed these days as well. I wonder why they build so many. Here's something a little bit ridiculous. Yes, we want to build a dock, but we don't want to build it here. We want to build it over there, on the land. Okay, right, fine. Let's put a lock and a dock. We are now up to the year 2000, and Monorail has only just been introduced. So let's find out if any of these people start using the monorail. Well, I can see that there has been some more large bridges, although this time It's a road bridge. It's a double road bridge. And who is this by? Who made this one? It was made by NoCab. Interesting. NoCab was one of the ones that wasn't doing very well previously, and if we have a look at their company, we can see that now they have 115 road vehicles and actually have a bit of company value. That's quite good, isn't it? We can also see after 50 years that the towns have grown substantially and are now taking up a good portion of the map. Not all of it, there's some sections that are still open Greenland ready to be claimed, but there are some interesting techniques that the AI is using to try and get around various different things, whether that be lots and lots of small individual bridges or one long big bridge. There also seems to be some quite significant traffic queues around the cities and towns and countrysides. Some of these lines are pretty much all backed up along the entire route of the network. Lots of vehicles trying to go exactly the same way, all competing for the same spots. Oh my goodness, this just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. OpenTTD AI has had a number of train stations placed around this forest, although it doesn't seem to be able to get them connected up. Most of them just of various different sizes ready to go into the water. Interestingly, a lot of the industries are doing quite well because they've been serviced by multiple companies and having lots of stuff brought in and out. This farm here, for example, is producing over 1,000 tons of grain every month. The ship depot situation seems to be getting even more ridiculous. It seems that the AI doesn't always realise that large aircraft on small runways is a bad idea. We're getting quite a lot of plane crashes happening now. We're now well past the year 2000 and there are now signs of companies trying to use Monorail. However, there's not a lot of room for them to be able to stick things in. So let's have a look a bit round and see if we can find any more Monorail. No, doesn't look like there's any other Monorail around. So that means that the AIs are not upgrading their railway lines, they are just adding new ones. In fact, we can still see steam trains going around on some of the tracks in the year 2017. The depot situation has got even worse, with even more depots all over the place for the ships, all the way around the edge of the map. Here we can see super simple AI trying to get some monorail stations in, but obviously finding it difficult to navigate its way through such a complex world. The traffic situation is now worse than ever, with loads of road vehicles trying to get across all the different towns and cities. There are some areas where there's no traffic jams, and there's some areas where I expected there to be traffic jams, but there aren't really. It's mostly flowing. It seems to be just potentially inside some of the cities around key junctions that are really having the most issues. It looks like some of the AIs actually managed to upgrade their airports. How they fit those in, I have no idea. But other AIs have not managed to do such things and are still running small, tiny airports. The delivered cargo graph is quite a mix, with most AIs doing quite well near the top of the table, some lagging behind a little bit, and a few down the bottom struggling. The more we go into the future, the more we see abandoned railway stations, as the AIs are unable to work out exactly how to connect them up. I've also found more instances of railway AI putting depots on the land. A lot of the land has been engulfed by the cities. All the tracks and railway stations, all the airports and even the industries are surrounded by city life. It seems that railway AI has managed to get itself in a system of deadlock on one of its lines. I'm surprised I haven't already seen this from one of the other AIs. This is the first instance I've seen where it's all gone terribly wrong and they've just got stuck. Speaking of terribly wrong, what on earth is that depot on that river? For some reason, there seems to be more depots than stations in some places. Snake AI is one of the ones that likes to place most of them. Well, this is the first time I've seen this in the entire experiment. Railway AI has had a train crash. No idea how it managed to do that, but it must have been trying to manipulate signals on an existing line to connect something in. I'm not sure I have any thought of idea about why it would try and do that. Now, I would have thought the AIs would just build a line, make sure the line is good and finished, and then put the vehicles on it. But it seems to have changed some sort of thing, or something would have happened in order for the trains to continue and then crash into each other. And after 100 years, the AIs have managed to do something quite impressive with this little world. There is a lot of shipping activity around the outside. They've grown the towns and cities to a substantial size, and there are so many road and rail networks weaving themselves in, through and around the cities and countryside. Of course, there is still lots of traffic jams, and there is also lots of really weird placement of buildings. But overall, they did quite well. But the question really is, which one did the best? Well, let's have a look at that. Looking at the operating profits shows that after 100 years, RailW AI came out on top. And then that is followed with a second place of Admiral AI. These two are probably good ones to play against if you're new, because, well, they're able to make successful networks that last over time. In there as well, we have Snake AI, Bork AI doing quite well, as well as Super Simple AI and also Not Perfect AI. There's a few down the bottom that didn't fare so well. Kraken AI just couldn't get up and moving on the table, even though they managed to turn a profit, and Trains AI also didn't do too good either. There was one that struggled throughout the entire event and isn't actually listed here anymore. Paxlink AI went bankrupt over and over again trying to build their airports in a land that was full of so much carnage. And I think that is a good word to describe the map. Carnage. There is stuff absolutely everywhere. Big, long queues of vehicles, road networks sprawling all over the place, rail networks interweaving each other. And this is good. You might not want to play against all of this. You probably wouldn't want to have a load of AIs altogether. But if you are having a game, maybe putting 1 or 2 AIs into your game might give it that extra feel of realism or some competitiveness that you're looking for. Ultimately, whether you decide to put one of these AIs into your game is up to you. You might want them there to do a profit race against, or you might want them there just to get in your way and provide a challenge in that manner, or perhaps just to make the world a little more alive with something else. Well, of course, remember, if you want to do that, you go to check online content. Look for the type AI and read through either the readmes or descriptions to find out the ones that you really want to download. Get them downloaded and then assign them ready for a new game in the AI section. Choose the ones you want, how many, and also how often you want them to start from when you do. And then you can start a new game and they'll be in your game. Personally, they're not for me, but they might be for some, and I think a lot of people are interested. Let me know what you think and whether you've tried AIs down in the comments section, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching, take care, and for now, goodbye.